Can you believe it? We've been on the air for a year now, explaining, just Popesplaining. And hey, welcome to the anniversary edition. I'm Popesplainer Pete, and you know it. This is my show. Okay, gang, Synodality is in full swing, and we're finally on our way to making the church look like us, to be what we want it to be after all these years of not having that. And here's a great example of how we're being synodal. This is from Cardinal Blaise Cupich of Chicago, and he has some important words for all of us on how we receive the Eucharist. And here I'm quoting from Chicago Catholic and the Cardinal's words, talking about the Holy Communion. It reminds us, and this is a quote, that receiving the Eucharist is not a private action, but rather a communal one, as the very word communion implies. For that reason, the norm established by the Holy See for the Universal Church and approved by the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops is for the faithful to process together as an expression of their coming forward as the body of Christ and to receive Holy Communion standing. Oh, that is so important. In fact, let's take a look at a Eucharistic procession here. Okay, I muted the audio in this clip, but they're probably playing on Eagle's Wings, something like that. But look at that procession. It's liturgical, it's synodal, it's reverent. Look at them shuffling around, milling about smartly. Now watch this guy. This guy here, he loves Jesus so much, he's going to take Jesus home with him. There he goes. Okay. Let's take a look at that again. That is really, yep, I got Jesus, and I'm taking him home because I love him that much, and that's synodality. I'd also like to point out in that clip that nobody is showing off. There's no showboating. Nobody's trying to kneel or receive on the tongue or do anything to call attention to themselves and disrupt the procession. They're receiving the way you're supposed to in the Synodal Church, and that is great. And speaking of synodality, let's take a look at a couple more examples of what is proper in the Synodal Church. None of this trad stuff, but look at this. These couple of clips really express synodality. Let's take a look. Watch this. This is lay participation right there. Oh my goodness, they're twirling around, and that's synodal, and that's part of their faith journey right there. And again, that's not showboating, not at all, because this is their lived experience as people who like those flags, and yeah, that's lovely. And and that gets everybody in the mood for the communal procession at the end. People of God, synodality. You just can't say this enough. And here's another good clip. They're playing "We Are the Champions," which is really, that's just perfect. It's by Queen, which is they're a big church music group. And look at everybody. They're look at that. The gentleman in the vest there. We'll come back to him there. Yeah, he's watching everybody else. He's got his eye on everybody, which is why you're supposed to be looking at people when you're at church. And the music is just so good. Okay, now let's just watch this part here. We're going to freeze the frame on the communion rail. Look in the lower left-hand corner. That's what communion rails are for. They're not for communion. You can put stuff on them, like books and water and stuff. So, important point, really. Okay, now look at all the people up on the altar. That's what we call lay participation. The tambourine gal's really having fun there. And meanwhile, look at the laity. Look at everybody in the pews. They're waving their hands around like good Protestants or something, or at a rock concert. And the guy's looking at you. You're looking at each other, and you realize at this point that it's all about you. And that's what it is. About you. Oh, that's so nice. Every synodal parish deserves a band just like that. Well, I'll tell you, folks, our synodal world is so very exciting, and it's just going to keep getting better and better, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Synodality is on the march, and I'm so glad to be part of the parade, and I'll be your drum master for the Synodal Church for the year to come, I promise. Thank you for joining me for this 1-year anniversary episode, and Stay synodal, my friends. This is Popesplainer Pete signing out.